Hi friends. Some of these things that I do when I'm starting the videos, they might be silly, they might look all sorts of weird, but that is me. I just kind of, you know, there are days when I feel good, and this is one of those days. I had a cold the other week, and it just took me down. So today I am feeling good. I decided for my YouTube journey that on the days when I get inspired, I take advantage of that and do as many videos as possible because I have so much to say and I cannot keep all that in a short video of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Sometimes I'm talking about so many different topics. I started a thread on friendships, which I'll be continuing with, in subsequent videos. But today specifically, I want to talk about passion. I want to talk about purpose, and I also want to talk about the superpower, your personal superpower. So I was listening to a podcast by Jesheti, and this podcast just really opened up something in my mind, just put in 2 words something that I'd been thinking about. So it was about, he was asking, what is your superpower? What is your purpose? What is your passion? And then I started asking myself the same question. What is my purpose? What is my passion? What is my superpower? And, as I was asking myself those questions, I was writing down, what came to my mind. And I discovered that I have a passion for people. I have a passion for helping people to improve themselves. As a result, I have been either a trainer or a leader from a very, very young age. I'm always looking at people and trying to figure out ways to help them out with the little that I have, with the basics that that I can get my hands on. Does it involve helping somebody to, get a job? Does it involve seeing somebody that's struggling in their business or in their job and trying to give them tips and tricks on how they can improve themselves? Is it about hand-holding somebody to help them to get out of a funk? And that was my inspiration for setting up a YouTube channel, because I felt that I go through stuff, but I read a lot, I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I get a lot of inspiration that I feel that maybe, or even my own life, or even when I'm moving around, I get a lot of inspiration from life that I feel could help somebody out there. So what I have done is that I put together a channel and I keep putting videos out there that can help one person or another. Even if it speaks to 2 people, I feel like I've made an impact on the world. I do not want to come into this world and leave it without having made any kind of impact. Like I just passed through, I feel like I can make an impact as I go along. So you will see that my YouTube channel will have, discussions about so many different topics. It's not going to be one topic specifically, but I'm going to be talking about those topics that speak to me, that come to my heart, that come to me every time, I'm moving around or talking to people or getting inspired. So the one thing that today is the topic is inspiration. When you look at your passion, for example, you're trying to find out what is that thing that makes you excited, something that boils your blood, something that makes you happy every time you're going to do it. You're like, yeah, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, this is something that I'm going to do and it's going to make me happy. So for me, my biggest thing was really dealing with people, talking to people, speaking in groups of people, training, working with communities, and I started by working with children and all that. Every time I touched somebody and I felt that my conversation with them, my discussion with them has helped them to move from this point to another point, I felt like my day has been a success. So when I was listening to Jay Shetty, he mentioned something about making that thing that makes you happy and turning it into, and using it to help others, then it becomes your purpose. I like talking, I like speaking. So my speaking if I can use it to create a positive impact in other people's lives, then the purpose for my life has been achieved. So today, I want to discuss what inspired me to basically live the life the way I'm living it, and what inspired me to start a YouTube channel, and what inspired me to come up with content. I have looked at my life, my career, for example, and I've discovered that my superpower is actually leaving, resigning, quitting from jobs. I am the queen of quitting. I quit when I don't have a plan B. That's what I used to do before. I have quit when I don't know what I'm going to do next. I have quit when I feel like I'm not happy in the situation I'm in. I have quit when I felt like, this place is not inspiring me to be the best version of the person of myself. Or I've quit when I've gotten into situations where I'm starting to feel like I have to be political, to be maneuvering, to backstab others in order to move forward. And I'm thinking, this is not my thing. My jam is to help people move forward, to help people grow, to inspire others. So when I get myself into a situation where I'm finding myself having to play games to push my agenda so that while I'm pushing people down, usually my heart is like, nope, this is not you, and this is not what you are put on this earth for. So I have been the queen of quitting. I joined an organization where I realized there was no passion, people were not talking to each other, people were not looking each other in the eye, and everybody was kind of feeling robotic. So I stayed for 1 month, I observed, went through the training, then I said to myself, this is not for me. I quit. I left. Then I hustled for some months, I think about 2 months, and then a friend of mine, sent me a link, and I applied for another job where I felt that I was adding value. And I stayed for about a year until things changed, and I said, you know what, this is not my thing, and then I moved on. So when I look at my career as Anne, from the time I left the university until where I am right now, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jobs. But I have done all the jobs with passion, with interest, with excitement. And when I stop feeling excitement about my job, I quit. But I used to quit when I didn't have children and responsibilities. I used to just get up and like, I quit. We used to have a joke saying, if this thing doesn't inspire me, I leave. If you feel like this thing is not working for you, you're not a tree, move on. So I had decided in my mentality that I am not a tree. So whenever I get to a place where I feel that this career, this job is not adding value for me, not boiling my blood, not adding to my passion, or not adding to my intention as a human being of living places better than I left them, than I found them, then I leave. So that is what I have done. Many, many years. I've left so many. I've worked in telecom, I've worked in the airport, I've worked in children's homes, I've been a social worker, I have done training. I've done it all. But if I'm not improving people's lives, if I'm not making a change, I quit. And that is how I've done it. So I'm the queen of quitting. Sometimes I struggle. It's not like when I quit, things are okay. I struggle sometimes. I go through times when I'm really, really broke. I go through times when I have to explain to people why I've quit. I go through times when I'm being judged for being lazy and not wanting to work. I go through situations where people are looking at me strange, like, who are you and why do you behave like that? But I have always decided that if I am not improving myself and other people, then I don't stay in that place. So in my recent job, I joined this organization with a plan to just stay for 6 months, get it, do my job, collect some money for myself, make savings, and get a few couple of my friends opportunities, get them jobs, get them settled in, and I plan that in 6 months, when my plans have matured, I will get my savings and go, put them into my business and start. Believe you me, I thought it was going to be 6 months. I was there for 2 years, almost 2 years anyway. So while I was there, I started to observe that the organization, which was very, very exciting at the beginning, was starting to change. The dynamics were changing. The politics was starting to become very political. And I felt to myself, this is not me, this is not for me. But then again, I realized that I have responsibilities now. I'm an adult, I have responsibilities. I have people who rely on me, I have children. I also have my own relatives. I have my black tax. And, responsibilities that cannot allow me to just up and leave. Because, okay, how will you feed? How will you support your people? How will you get fuel to get you from one point to another? How will you even fund the business or all your passions that you're trying to put together? So I spoke with a friend of mine. I set up a unit trust. I started putting some money into that and saving money elsewhere. And then when I got to a point where I felt I could get a runway for about 6 months, 6 to 8 months, while I'm figuring myself out, I put in my resignation and then I left and started a business. And my business, again, is to do with empowering youth and women to start businesses for themselves through my business. So I train people, I encourage them to learn the products that we sell, and then through selling those products within their communities and their networks, they're able to earn a living and support their families. For example, I have decided that for every product that I sell, the person knows very well that if they sell, for example, this particular solar item or system or water purifier or pressure cooker, those things that improve livelihoods, or a solar light or whatever, they know that at the end of the day, they will earn their 10%. So we've agreed on that with my partners, and it's non-negotiable. So when somebody knows that they're going to sell 10 items that are going to cost maybe 2 million shillings, for example, they know that out of that 2 million, 200,000 is theirs, and it will come to them the next day. So as a result, I am contributing to improving lives of different families and women. And I feel that for me is a value add, and it's very exciting for me. Now, what is my other superpower? My other superpower is resilience. I can keep going. I go, and I try to learn and read and learn from other people and just keep going. So resilience is one of those things that I have, and I also I adjust. When I'm loaded and I have money and I have a big job, I can go on trips and enjoy and whatever. When I don't have money and my money is smaller, then I adjust as well. Even my children know that they have situations where we have plenty and we do, things that people with plenty do. And then in situations where we have low funds, we do fun things, fun experiences that don't require a lot of money that people with low funds do. But at the end of the day, we keep our lives exciting. So I have gone round in circles on this topic, but I just want you to think about, before I go, what is that one thing that makes you excited every time you think about it? When you wake up in the morning, what is that one thing that boils your blood? Some people like hanging out with babies. Some people like writing. Some people like painting. Some people like spending time with others. Some people like arranging events, for example. I also like that a lot. I like, and I also set up an events company at some point because of that. I like, looking at spaces and trying to rearrange them. I like flowers. I like plants. So some time ago, I set up a decoration company and I was doing decor because I like to put things together and see, the whole concept come together. I used to like hanging out with children. So one of those days I decided to set up a company that transported children, and I was focusing on babies, like children from 2 years, baby class, all the way to about P4, P5. That's my jam. I used to like doing that, so I set up a company that was doing that. But then again, your passion can change. You can change. Be ready to evolve. So I did that and did that and did the other, and then sold solar home systems, then sold solar water pumps, and then I sold what do you call it? I sold health products, and did whatever has been exciting me at the moment. So I do not, I keep evolving. I keep getting ready to evolve. Like if there's something that I feel is exciting at the moment, I jump onto it and see where it takes me. If I get to a point where I feel like it's not adding value for me, I move and I do something else. We are not trees. We are not stagnant. God has created us in such a way that we change. That's why he did not make us 1 year old. From the day you were born, you're 1 year old until you die. So you are 1 year old, you have passions when you're 1 year old. When you're 5 year old, when you're a 5 year old, you have passions. When you're 10, you have a passion. For example, I had about a child, when I was younger, I think I wanted to be a shopkeeper. Because as a shopkeeper, I saw that the shopkeeper had sweets that you could eat as and when you wanted, and then they had money. I could always see they had a lot of money, so I wanted to be a shopkeeper. And then when I grew older, I was like, no. I think I want to be an air hostess, because you get to travel to everywhere. In different locations, you're always in the plane, you're looking good, you're dressed in, scarves and things, and then you're walking and everybody's looking like you. You're all that. So I tried to apply for those jobs. I didn't get them, but I still ended up working at the airport. I was slightly bigger than the size that's supposed to walk in the aisle, which is okay. And then at some point, I wanted to be a trainer. So I did my work. I went through training. I did my MBA, and I started training people, on different aspects of life, and also on sales, on culture, on customer service, on, working within a community. Then at another point, I joined HR. And I was working in the HR department, working with people. But again, it always follows the trend of how do I improve myself? How do I improve others? So I joined the HR department, and I was working with people and helping people improve their lives, and supporting my team, the people that I was working with, supporting my boss, to ensure that the company that I was working in, which had about 230 people, that HR was delivering according to the expectations of the business. And then I left that and went and managed a company. It also had its own interesting challenges. But what I have done is that I have always been versatile. So I have picked up skills wherever I have gone. I've picked up networks. That is why you have to keep moving. Anyway, according to me anyway. I've picked up networks. I've picked up new friends. I've picked up new skills, new experiences. I've picked up excitement. I've talked about friends already. I've picked up ideas that I've used in my next jobs, or in my next business idea, business business concepts, or even just in my normal life. So I am not afraid of moving. I'm not afraid of change. I'm not afraid of adjusting. I just keep going. So right now I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm excited about that. But as I said, I'm actually doing YouTube videos according to what inspires me during that week. For example, now I'm talking about your passion. Your passion doesn't have to be very big. It could be as simple as you like to make good meals. You like to cook. So you make good meals for your family and they're happy. And that makes you happy. You like to stitch. For example, my mom likes to sew. So sometimes she makes me amazing dresses that I rock and everybody's like, hey, where did you get that from? And then I know that my sister, for example, she likes to do bridal things, to talk to brides and encourage them and all that. So she does that. I know that I have a friend who likes making African designs, and she does that, and that's her passion. So it doesn't have to be crazy, it doesn't have to have so much money. It just has to be, does it fulfill your heart? Does it make you excitement? Does it make you smile? Does it give, put light in your eyes? And does it make you warm? Does, when you go back to sleep at night, how do you feel about your day? When you look at what you've done in the day, how do you feel? That is your passion. It can also be as simple as making juice. There's a friend of mine who used to make very nice juices that we always loved, and she decided to make that her business. So she makes juices for functions and events. And we actually, people hire her and she makes money from that. A friend of mine used to like making small cookies and corn and all that. And then she decided to make it bigger and try to make those in bulk and sell that. And she's making a living out of that. So it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be something that you enjoy doing. And then you get up and do it. I keep telling people that God brought us to the world with something. Everybody has something that God brought us to the world with that can allow us to make money, or can allow us to make a living, or can allow us to live a fully vibrant life. So what is your thing? It could be tailoring, it could be the guys who do our nails, it could be the people who do our hair. I know a friend who used to work in a big corporate job doing all sorts of amazing things in her corporate job, but then she decided that she liked doing makeup. So she got her passion and made it her purpose. So she makes people feel beautiful every day. She prepares people, she makes brides look beautiful. She transforms people when they're going for events. She transforms people who are, dealing with, I think it's called vitiligo, people whose bodies change, and she makes them feel good about themselves. And that is what she does. I have a friend who used to be in a very intense corporate job. I'll not name names, but you know yourselves. She used to be in a very intense corporate job. She was frustrated, she was depressed, she was unhappy. She decided that she likes dancing. So she set up a Zumba class. And the Zumba class is successful, and she's making a living out of that, and she's adding extra layers to what she's doing, and she's making everybody happy. So what is your passion? Think about it. Do not quit your job and just, be frustrated, but do it as a side hustle for the start. Try it. Try different things. Try this. If it doesn't work, don't insist. Try something else. If it doesn't work, try something else until you get to a point where you find the thing that boils your blood. And then you go with that, and you never know where it will lead you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Sometimes I'll go on and on and on and on. Some people will switch off, others won't. But I want to share my energy with you. I want to share I don't know, I have so many words in my body, in my head, that I want to be sharing with people. So whenever you have a moment, visit my channel, share my channel with other people. Let them visit, let them find inspiration for the day. Let them find some joy. Every now and then, like sometimes you're so intensely, but when you go to a YouTube channel, you find, inspiration that keeps you going for the day. So, yeah. So this is Anne at Sweet 40. Please subscribe and keep coming to my channel and bring other people to my channel, and I keep sharing with you.